Hey there, fellow creations. Thanks for joining me again today. So there's this poem that's kind of going around on social media, and I can't take credit for it. But it says, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are the seeds, you can grow flowers, or you can grow weeds. It's up to you. Garbage in, garbage out, is what they say. The things that you put into your mind are the things that are eventually going to come out in your actions and in your words. And this is a biblical principle. I mean, this is why God, through the Apostle Paul, said this in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think on these things. These good things, the pure, the just, the righteous, the holy, the honorable, the good things, the lovely things, the things that that God is all about. These are the things that we need to be filling our minds with. And Jesus talks a little bit more about this in Luke chapter 6, starting in verse 43. He gives maybe a deeper explanation of why this is. It says in Luke chapter 6, starting in verse 43, for no good tree bears bad fruit, nor again does a bad tree bear good fruit. For each tree is known by its own fruit. For figs are not gathered from thorn bushes, nor are grapes picked from a bramble bush. The good person out of the good treasure in his heart produces good, and the evil person out of the evil treasure produces evil. For, now listen to this last part, for out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. So Jesus is acknowledging this principle that it's out of the abundance of our heart that our words are formed. It's out of what is overflowing from the inside out. So what we're filling up our hearts with, what we're filling up our minds with, that's what's eventually going to come out in our thoughts and our words and our actions. So we have a choice. What are we going to be filling our minds with? Are we going to be filling them with the evil, perverse things of the world, or are we going to be filling them with the good, wholesome things of God? Now, this is the difference between the world and Christianity. Christianity says, fill your minds with good and pure and wholesome things so that your heart will overflow with these things in your thoughts and in your words and in your actions. That just being around you, if you are a Christian and you're filling your heart with good and pure and righteous things, just being around you, people are going to be blessed, because out of your heart is going to be an overflow of goodness and kindness and gentleness and mercy and all of those good things that are associated with filling your mind with good and righteous things. That's what Christianity is all about. And even if, like I said in a previous video, even if Christianity weren't true, even if God wasn't real, and even if the Bible weren't true, this principle of Christianity still makes it a lifestyle that we ought to be living, because it's going to make the world around us a better place. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to contribute to the goodness and kindness of the world and make the world a better place? That's what Christianity is all about. But on the other hand, the rest of the world isn't like that. The rest of the world is all about filling up your mind with whatever it is that you want, whatever makes you happy, whatever you feel is right. Doesn't matter if that's garbage. It doesn't matter if that's going to be filling up your heart with the wrong things. Just whatever makes you happy, and then just deal with the consequences of the overflow at a later time. And, if people don't like it, well, then too bad. And the Bible has a lot to say about these types of people who are rejecting the goodness of God and filling their hearts with just everything else. we see a description of these kinds of people in Romans chapter 1 and verse 28, where it says, "And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God, God gave them up to a debased mind, to do what not ought to be done. They were filled with all manner of unrighteousness, evil, covetousness, malice. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, maliciousness. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents, foolish, faithless, heartless, ruthless. Though they know God's righteous decrees that those who practice such things deserve to die, they not only do them, but they give approval to those who practice them." And I mean, this is exactly what Jesus said in Luke chapter 6 and verse 45. He said, "It is out of the treasure in our heart, whether that be a good treasure or an evil treasure, it's out of that our actions are going to come." So the people that reject the goodness of God and fill up their hearts with the desires and all of the junk that's in the world, that is going to overflow into their life, and they're going to be doing all of these evil things. Not only are they going to be doing these evil things, but then they're going to approve of other people who also do these things as well. That's not the kind of world that we should want to live in. That's not the kind of world that we want to contribute to. We shouldn't want to have any part to do with that. We should want to fill our hearts with goodness and kindness and good things. Remember, your mind is a garden. The thoughts are the seeds. You can plant flowers or you can grow weeds. You can grow flowers or weeds. It's up to you. And I guess that would be my challenge with this little thought today, if there is one, is that just be mindful of what you're putting into your heart and into your mind. Because you have a choice. You know, there's going to be seeds planted in your mind regardless. I mean, we can't stop that. Every day there are thoughts going into our mind that they're just going to be, our minds are going to be fed something. But we have, at least to some extent, we have a decision of what types of things we're putting into our mind. You have that decision today. You can decide if you're going to be putting in evil and the evil and sinful things of the world, putting those into your mind, or putting the things of God, righteousness and holiness and good and pure things that are of God. So you get to make that decision, and then your mind will produce based on whatever you plant there. So keep that in mind and watch what you're putting into your mind this week. Remember, the thoughts are the seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. So this is a challenge for all of us this week to grow flowers in our mind and not weeds, so that we can make the world a better place. Well, that's all that I had to say today. Hopefully we can keep this in mind and we can fill our hearts and our minds with good and pure and clean things so that we can contribute to a better world around us. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.